All right, podcast over. I'm going to record a little something with Austin. Austin has built his bike. We did a little teaser on it a couple of weeks back, and I believe he's done at least with phase one of the bike. You know how it goes. So I'm going to go find Austin. We're going to do kind of a little walk around of his most recent build that he's done here. Austin, by the way, is the owner of Ventura Harley. So it's kind of the boss, kind of, sort of, how that, yes. Let's go. He's anxious.
Push this thing outside.
Yeah, now we're talking. Put some sun under it. All right, we teased this thing, what, about a month ago? Yeah, a little more than that.
Still not really done.
They're never done, Austin. Don't we know that? All right, we're gonna let him push it outside. I'll give you the glory when it hits the... You called me about hot bike or something. Was that related to this? No, that was something else. I was like, oh, we got a hot bike. We got a hot bike thing going on. What are you doing with hot bike? Can I ask?
Yeah, they're filming a YouTube series.
Really?
Yeah.
On your dealership, or how did you and your dealership land that or work with that?
Yeah, they're partnered with Harley.
Okay.
And we just happened to have a bike that they were interested in using.
Which one?
2025 Street Bob.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That purple Abyss denim. It's pretty cool.
So, follow up on this thing now. It was like, let's see, I think it was, I don't know, a couple months ago. How long ago was it when I saw it in the shop?
Yeah, that was probably a month and a half ago.
Okay.
2 months ago, yeah.
And I posted a little thing on it. I didn't do too much because I was like, can I post it? He's like, not yet. So.
Yeah, we weren't ready to show what we were doing. But.
So we know that they're not always done. Phase one is done?
Phase one, yeah.
Phase one is done.
Yeah, it's rideable now. It's been rideable for a while, but rideable for me.
All right. So let's start on this side. I want you to give us like the base of it. What is the platform it's kind of based off of?
Yeah, it started as a 2018 Street Bob that had a stage 3 Scream Eagle kit done to it. We didn't do anything. I bought it as a frame and a motor.
Okay.
So that's how the bike started.
No tins, no nothing then. Frame and a motor.
That's
okay.
It. Yeah.
Just a roller.
Yep. Yeah.
Swing arm was there. Front end was kind of there. Not really, because it's obviously at least maybe not that, but the front end definitely new.
Yeah. Everything. I mean, it had a swing arm.
Okay.
It didn't have wheels.
Wow, it was down literally a frame and a motor.
Literally a frame and a motor and a trans. That was it. No tins. No anything else.
Okay. So was your vision this, or did it progress to this?
My vision was some version of this. I have a couple of people who are bad influences, and so
they know how to spend your money.
That's really cool. And so it kind of evolved. You know, we've been working on this for over a year.
All right.
And so it's gone through a few different versions, but ultimately I wanted a badass, Dyna-like Softail that didn't look like everybody else's lowrider ass.
All right.
Basically.
Fair enough. So we'll start kind of in the front end. I like to just do these like just a bike checks, man.
Sure.
We'll just kind of start front end. I noticed the wheels are already different out of the gate. Let's make sure we address those.
Yeah. So those are SMT 5-spoke wheels. I was all about it. Was looking for something that was a little bit different from what everybody else is doing.
5-spoke is timeless and classic, man.
Yeah,
and never go out of style.
It super often, and kind of gives me like the old muscle car vibes, which I love.
So 5-spoke wheels,
5-spoke
nice.
Wheels. You got CVO brakes on there, and with the relocation, everything's powder coated black because that's the best way to go.
Gloss black.
Gloss black. Make it look right.
So all radial mount then. What are the mounts? Do you know what mounts you use for the radials?
I don't know.
Speed Merchant maybe, I don't know.
I think they might be like Arlen-S or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember for sure.
Who knows? Front end though, that's a
Dyna front end.
Just gloss. Who did the powder coating on it, man?
That is Gas Powder Coat does all our stuff.
I know Gas Guy. He does some good. Yeah, he does. So he did all the calipers and everything then, man. Yeah, he lays it on there.
He lays it on thick and it comes out perfect every time.
He lays it on there good and flat, man. Yeah. Really good powder coating.
So yeah, we did a Dyna front end. So it's got a Dyna front wheel, dual disc, CVO brakes.
Put fork brace on here too.
Yep.
All ARP.
Yep.
Like it looks like all the hardware. I mean,
All the good stuff.
You can somebody who doesn't know what they're looking at can overlook it really quick.
Yeah.
But I mean, once you start like really like, oh, look at the fork brace, then you notice.
Yeah.
You know, or at least you should. You know.
There's more than a handful of pieces on here that are actually one of one. We'll get to those, but.
So front end fairing.
Fairing, that's a RWD fairing.
Okay.
Built some custom mounts. Cody here built us some sick mounts to get the.
So all this was done right here with your techs.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so we got all the lighting, all the wiring, custom mounts built. Make everything nice and clean.
Very nice.
Looks badass.
Yeah. So, Kraus pullback plate I noticed, and everything's wire loom nice, you know. I like, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
We ended up with
preloads,
Race Tech internals on the.
You can't go wrong with Race Tech, man.
Yeah,
tried and true.
Guy, so I always
I know your dirt bike guys stick to dirt bike stuff, man.
Yeah, it worked out really well. It turned out super clean.
So on the one-off stuff, man, I know I was talking about in another video, but bar setup, I mean, I'm a big like cockpit view kind of guy. Needs to be like set up and good for my riding. You're in that wheelhouse, it looks like, because this is like staring right at you.
Yep, yeah, it's exactly what we were going for. So we went with the Codlin risers. They only make a setup to do a single gauge. I'm a Dyna guy, so I wanted the dual gauge setup like I have on my T-Sport. So we had Butterman, he's got a machining shop, Butter Photo, shout out to him, hooked us up with a custom one-of-one gauge mount so that we could get the dual gauge on there. Black powder coat everything, make it match. And you know, I want to be able to see what's going on, and I want it to look good while I'm doing it.
I like that you left this too. Little contrast, just like a little, like show it off a little bit.
Right.
It's not, it's one of one.
I bounce back and forth a lot with if we should paint it or not, get it powder coated.
I think
it hurt me to powder coat it, so I left it.
I think you did it a good justice and a good service, leaving it in that raw form right there.
Being able to see the machine marks.
I mean, you got a little, little contrast here. The bolts. For me, man, it's the right thing, man.
Yeah.
Good bar set, and the bars, the pullback risers. Whose are these again?
That's a Codlin riser, so it's actually a straight riser, which is why we ended up having to do that Kraus pullback plate.
I see.
Because we ran out of space with the fairing and stuff.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I'm kind of short, so it helped to bring it all back. But once you got that pullback riser on there, everything fit nice and tight.
And everything done by gas powder, all the powder coating.
All that powder coat,
yeah, man, he lays it on really nice, man.
Yeah,
really nice.
Turned out awesome.
So I noticed you got gloss over here, and then you got denim.
Yeah,
is that on purpose? Is that? I mean, just out of curiosity,
This is Harley-Davidson's primer. That's it.
I see.
I just wanted to get the bike together so I could ride it.
So it works.
Yeah.
But there's other plans. As we said, phase one, sort of.
Phase two will be a full paint. We'll do a full paint. It'll be a
Make sure it runs and drives good, stops, look, it's got the right stance, all that stuff.
Yep.
Okay, all right, so this is Harley's primer. Good to know.
Primer.
Okay. Do you have a color? Can I ask, is this a hint into the color?
It will have red on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm a red and black guy, too.
I'm a very patriotic guy, I'll say that. So maybe it'll have some patriotic colors.
Okay, all right. So, Vance and Hines exhaust?
Yeah, I went with the Vance and Hines exhaust. Because this is obviously a race bike. It's never going to be ridden on the street, you know.
Never. I like that one. I get it.
It's a nice exhaust. It's not too loud. I like it because it's short. It looks cool. It's a little bit different. Didn't want to do like a Thunderheader style or something.
How dare you?
You know.
How dare you? A Dyna guy saying didn't want to do a Thunderheader?
I know.
Something's wrong with you.
Thunderheader on my Dyna. Yeah. Everything that we did, I was trying to make it not the exact same thing everybody else does.
I get it.
You know,
I get it.
Little. You don't see this kind of stuff super often.
Again, ARPs. I mean, if you dive in.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're plastered. I noticed that one as well.
That's a good one.
They're plastered everywhere, you know, and I'm sure you're going to keep pulling more out and replacing them. I'm sure that's just, people they forget or don't know. That adds up so fast.
Yeah, this one that's like a $40 bolt right there.
I mean, seriously, if you step back and I look at these bolts, I know that you have $400 to $500, possibly more, just in this kind of area here of bolts. And that's sprinkled over there too. It's back here.
It adds up, but it looks so much better, right? Something this little, nobody ever notices it, but
it's
if you're gonna put a bolt on there to hold that P-clamp, might as well be an ARP.
The only crap, you got a 12 point. Now you need a 12 points everywhere you go. Now everything you do, you need to carry 12 points with you.
Yeah, that's
the.
Right.
I know. We just adjust the tools. So leather pro bags then.
For now.
Keeping it. Is there hard bags in mind maybe? Or is this? What do you mean for now?
I'd like to hear other people's opinion. I want a hard bag.
Which hard bag?
I don't like anything that anybody offers. So
then you better get to the drawing board and start.
I'm out of luck.
Well, leather pro. If you're going for the Dyna, want it to mimic a Dyna. This is going to give it that best chance.
Yeah, it's classic and it looks good.
They're very versatile. They open up 10 times, or they open up double their space.
The only thing that pushes me towards a hard bag is once the bike's actually painted, they just look so good.
That's true.
Have hard bags that are
that's true. So if you had to choose a hard bag, like if there's one, I know that they don't meet the standards yet. If there's one out there, what do you like?
The stock Lowrider ST shape is what I'm going for. I'm just not a huge fan of the clamshell.
Gotcha.
But there's going to be something out there.
That's a good paintable surface.
Yeah.
You know what? Be the first to take those and hack one up and just do something that's going to piss some people off, but it'll give you a little bit different then.
Yeah.
All right. So is this also
same thing?
Same thing.
Harley primer.
Yeah. Okay. Saddleman seat. SM speed merch?
Yeah.
Is that their version of it?
Yep.
Okay. Chain drive conversion on it.
Chain drive.
Bigger sprocket? No. Yes. Same as a belt?
Kind of, it's pretty similar sizing for a belt.
ARP's all in there as well? Yep. Man, you got ARP sprinkled everywhere in this thing, man. Yeah, it's clean, man. How's it? Did you tune it? I know.
Yeah,
okay.
It did okay. It's just a hair over 120 horsepower.
Okay.
And close to 130 torque. So,
well, it's only going to be ridden on the track anyway, so it's right?
Yeah. It'll do just fine. It's horsepower only means so much to so many people.
You can only use it
how you can ride it.
It's Austin and I have had many conversations off record about usable horsepower and suspension and those type of things. So, well, clean build, man. I'm glad I got to see it in kind of its full force. I think version 1 for you is people's dream of, but
I'm very fortunate and super excited about it, and I've got some great techs here who had some great ideas and love spending other people's money. So
a little bit on that, to be honest. I mean, that's this right here. When you step back, I know sometimes in California you're limited, because I get it. I'm a resident of here, so you're limited with certain things that you're allowed to do because of them.
Yep.
But from a mechanical standpoint, quality of work, your team, your techs,
absolutely,
built this and put this together in terms of what they can do with their hands, and what they can provide for you within their realm.
90%, 95% of this build was done here in this dealership, is ready to go.
Okay.
And the craftsmanship is a pretty good indicator of the kind of work that we do here every day, right? From handlebar jobs to bolt kits, custom brackets, fairings, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, California has some limitations on, tunes and all that kind of
I get that,
stuff,
and unfortunately, residents here also, they know it, they get it,
Yeah.
But I pointed out, and I say it because I think it's, a lot of the people sometimes, myself included often, you just think dealership, just service, warranty stuff. You don't think of them maybe for custom, high-end, quality work.
Yeah.
And I point that out because I know the techs here now. Austin has opened up this place, man, so I've got to learn these people here and talk to them and stuff. And I know that they probably geek out at the opportunity to do something like this, because not every customer I know is probably bringing this stuff through. But this is the type of quality of tech you guys are putting through and you guys have here at the shop, man.
Yeah, this is the fun stuff. We love to do it. Right? If you have a build, no matter how crazy it is, we can do it.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Now, don't get it twisted. There's a dollar amount to it. Don't matter where you take it to, you know. There's a dollar amount to it. You want good work. You want quality work.
Exactly. You get what you pay for. If you gotta
every damn time.
Some cool ideas.
Is that one of the guys? That's one of your guys,
Cody.
huh?
That's my
Was he
bad influence that I was talking
about. That's Cody. Cody, how much money did you spend on this thing? Not literally, but how much did you invest into it, man?
I mean, it was kind of all my fault.
Well, I was telling Austin, man, you guys did a bitchin' job with it, man.
Yeah.
The fact that the techs put it together, the shop put it together, you know, I think that says, well, I don't think it says, I'm a fan of you let the work speak for itself sort of deal, and there you go, you know, from literally a frame and no wheels and everything to this.
Yeah.
Can we start it now?
Yeah.
So, way to spend his money. Good build, man. Good build, man. Good build. Come check it out. They can see it here? All right, come check this thing out over here. Ventura Harley. Later.